Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today I just want to say thank you and give you an update on my brother's cancer. If you're not aware, I set up a GoFundMe. I'll have that link down in the description box and in the comments. This GoFundMe money is basically just being used to help him survive while he goes through his cancer treatments. There's a lot of imaging, there's a lot of things that need to be done, and so that's there to kind of help him get through that. He's got a family, he's got kids, and I don't want to see him suffer financially on top of what he's going through. So first off, I just want to start off by saying thank you. There's really not enough words to cover how grateful I am to everybody who not only donated, but to everybody who left a comment, everybody who sent me an email, everybody who gave their prayers or prayed for my family, prayed for my brother. There's no way for me to say thank you enough for that. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, I had family that was texting me and calling me and saying that, it gave them faith. It gave them faith in humanity again. And that's not a joke. I had people in my family saying I lost faith in people in this country until I saw those comments. The amount of prayers and the amount of people that reached out. And not only that, people that reached out with their own stories, people talking about what had happened with them and how they beat it, or, different things that had happened. And each one of those stories was just either heart-wrenching or just moving. Some of them were inspirational and gave us hope and saw that this is not necessarily a death sentence, it's just a battle that needs to be fought. And so for all of the donations and all of the amazing comments and the messages that we got from people, thank you. It's absolutely incredible. I've always made it a thing. I know that I've had the best subscribers on the internet, the best people that follow this channel on the internet. They've been the most supportive people of me since I started 10 years ago. And so after saying that, over 10 years, for those people to step up was unbelievable, unbelievable. My gratitude can never be expressed enough for that. So I am very, very appreciative. Now, with an update, we had some really, really bad, scary news. So as I mentioned in the original video, he had to go down to Utah to a specialist who dealt with cancer in the liver, which is what he has. As a matter of fact, he has a softball-sized tumor in his liver. It's, I believe, 12 plus centimeters big. It's a very big tumor that he has. And because there are some other things going on, I forget the exact medical term, it's not something where they can take it out and they need to fix it. I believe they either have or they're getting him on the donor list. He's going to, need a new liver. But in the meanwhile, he went down there, he got new imaging, he got everything done, and, it was really extensive imaging. And when they did the imaging, they found spots in other places. So, it was in, his adrenal gland. They found them all over. And so they basically just stopped right there and said, look, until we figure out what this other stuff is, we're not even going to deal with the liver anymore. We need to take these images. We need to figure out what it is. We need to send you up, and you're going to get, bone scan. They're going to go in there and they're going to check things out. I don't know how they do it, medically. I don't know if they took his marrow or whatever, but they had to check to see if the cancer had spread elsewhere other than just his liver, because by the imaging, it looked like that's what was happening. If that was the case, it was stage 4, and it was very bad, almost incurable by what they had seen. So that basically put us all in shock. The entire family was in shock. And so he went back up to Montana to the clinic up there, and after getting everything done and doing all of the testing, it turns out it was things from previous injuries, sports injuries, things like that, where there was scar tissue or something. It basically wasn't cancer. So these things that they had seen on those images turned out not to be the spread of cancer. And even though he still has the tumor in his liver, that was still a huge win for us. It was a massive win knowing that, okay, now we don't have to deal with all that. It hasn't spread into, anything else. It's still contained within his liver. Now we can focus on that. So we were terrified, back to relieved, back to scared again, but at least it wasn't the worst case scenario, right? So now he's on, it's like immunotherapy or something like that, where he has to get these infusions. And I guess it's like once every 28 days he has to go in. They hook him up to something. It's funny because he texted me from the chair, and he said that it's like, he says not like a regular IV needle. He said it's like a friggin' boba straw. those big ass straws. He said that they put in your arm. It's like not like a regular sized needle, so he has to, sit there for a few hours or whatever it takes and get these immunotherapy infusions. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We've done tons of imaging, we've done tons of biopsies, and we've looked into every part of this poor guy's body, and now we are laser focused on that liver and getting that taken care of. The immunotherapy is up in the air, right? It may help, it may not help. They may have to take all or a portion of the liver, and we don't know yet, right? So that's kind of where we are in the journey right now. Is we've just begun immunotherapy, and we're going to try and take it from here as to what steps we have next. He has pretty much appointments constantly over this. So he has appointments, different clinics and places that he has to go. And each, every few days or so, we get a different update as to, okay, this is what we're going to do next. This is what we're going to do next. So we're continuing to, just fight the battle and try and keep our heads up. But it's because of the thoughts, the prayers, and the stories that we got before that we feel like we can keep our head up. Everybody in my family kind of felt like, oh no, this is a death sentence. And it was really hard. I was extremely depressed. I was more depressed than I think I've ever been. But after reading the comments and hearing stories from you guys, I kind of felt like there was hope. And so that's where I am today. I am hopeful. We are all hopeful. We went from, oh crap, this is terrible, to depression and stress and anxiety, to fight mode. And so that's where we're at now. We're in fight mode. We're going to beat this thing. We're going to win. And everything is going to be fine, and we're going to move on. But it's just one of those long, hard roads that a lot of people, unfortunately, in this country have had to battle. And my heart goes out to every single one that has ever had to experience anything like this. My wife lost her mom to cancer. It's just an absolutely terrible thing. I wouldn't wish on anybody. So again, I wanted to thank everybody for everything that you've done, everything that you've said. I want to thank you all very much for that and the continued support. And, I'll update you guys if anything else changes, and, fingers crossed that this immunotherapy does some good. And, again, thank you all very much. You guys are the best on the internet, best in the world. God bless you all. Thank you, and have a great day.